Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for March 15th, the Ides of March. In 1836, the three-day Battle of Refugio ended when General Jose de Urria's forces overran the mission and captured most of Colonel William Ward's company. Ward had come to the rescue of Captain Amon B. King and his 30 men, who were under siege. After ending the siege, Ward and King argued. Ward wanted to retreat as instructed, and King insisted on punishing some traitorous local ranchers. Due to the delay, Ward's troops were captured at Refugio. King's forces were also defeated, and his men, along with many of Ward's company, were executed. Ward and a few of his soldiers were able to escape temporarily. This same day, during his retreat from Gonzales, General Sam Houston appealed to Columbus to send men, munitions, supplies, and artillery to Burnham's Ferry on the Colorado River. After receiving a note from Colonel James Fannin stating that he planned to defend Goliad, Houston again ordered Fannin to retreat to Victoria. That night, Houston reached the Navidad River, where he sent a message to Collingsworth telling him that Susanna Dickinson had verified the fall of the Alamo, that retreating from Gonzales was necessary, and that he had 374 men with minimal provisions, arms, and ammunition. He stated his concern about Fannin, adding, quote, "Our forces must not be shut up in forts, where they can neither be supplied with men nor provisions," end quote. In 1848, the Texas legislature created the county of Santa Fe, which included much of present-day New Mexico. This was based on the claim that the Rio Grande was the southern and western boundary of the Republic of Texas. However, in 1850, the area was occupied by U.S. troops as the United States considered the territory to be under its jurisdiction by the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. On November 25, 1850, in compliance with the Compromise of 1850, Texas gave up its claim to the region in return for $10 million. Such a sad situation. But you can always mourn by going out and buying our Republic polo. We have a pretty cool polo that shows the old Republic of Texas. In 1896, former Governor John Ireland died in Seguin. Ireland came to Texas from Kentucky in 1853 and settled in Seguin. He was twice elected governor in 1882 and 1884. During his terms, UT Austin was established and a cornerstone for a new capital was laid. Ireland insisted that the stone used for the capital be pink Texas granite rather than imported Indiana limestone. Well, I'm glad he thought about that. He cared enough to advocate for Texas granite. In 1912, legendary bluesman Samuel Lightnin' Hopkins was born in Centerville. In 1967, Herb Kelleher and Rollin King incorporated Southwest Airlines. King had proposed the airline to Kelleher earlier when he drew a triangle on a napkin, with Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio at the corners, and suggested a no-frills approach between the three cities. In 1967 as well, Ken Houston was drafted by the Houston Oilers. He was born in Lufkin in 1944, and while at Prairie View A&M, Houston was widely considered the nation's premier strong safety. After a brilliant 14-year career with the Oilers and Washington Redskins, Houston was voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And in 1972, Gus Mutscher, Speaker of the Texas House of Representatives, Texas Representative Tommy Shannon, and Rush McGinty, Mutscher's aide, were found guilty for the Sharpstown stock fraud scandal. On January 18, 1971, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission had filed a lawsuit against banker Frank Sharp and several current and former Texas officials in what became known as the Sharpstown scandal. The suit claimed Sharp hatched the idea to get favorable bank legislation, and that bribes had been taken by both elected and appointed officials. As a result, a throw the rascals out mentality emerged, and a new slate of candidates ran in 1972. The scandal resulted in the legislature passing major reforms for income disclosure and campaign finances. All right. Well, that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for March 15th. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow on the next one. All right, you take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.